So if I was able to tell you as much as I could tell you and give you the best advice I can give you in regards to fashion, here's what it would be. It would be, well, first of all, sewing is not necessarily as important as the ability to find somebody who can sew. But when you're dealing with fashion, you want to find out, first of all, and create a strategy of who is your customer going to be and what price point is it going to be. So whether you're making fine tailored clothes or t-shirts, a t-shirt can go as low as $20 or as high as $120. So first of all, you want to find out who your customer is. Second of all, you want to find the cheapest and most effective way to make a sample line. You don't want to go and cut patterns and go over to China and create this whole entire line and not sell anything. What you want to do is get maybe a custom seamstress to sew a couple of pieces. Maybe you sew a couple of pieces, you get a couple of blank t-shirts and you screen print them, and then you go and try to make a sale. And it's important to make a sale for various reasons. I always tell people, do not try to judge how big your company should be because you're selling only to your friends, because naturally your friends who love you will support you. So if you sold 10 t-shirts or gave 10 t-shirts to your friends, if 9 of them heard that that's the worst t-shirt ever, they're not going to tell you. But the one who heard that somebody likes that t-shirt is going to come and tell you how great the t-shirt is. When I started FUBU, I had to physically get up in people's face and show them a shirt and try to sell them a shirt. Now, these were total strangers. I could only judge if I had a viable product if that stranger would buy the shirt. Now, until you make a sale, you don't know if your shirt can sell at 20, 40, 60, 90, 80, 100. You don't know what the market will bear for your product. And sometimes the report card could be a little depressing because maybe nobody wants your product. Now, we're at a good time and age where there's social media. You see, as I said before, I had to get in everybody's face, but now with a company such as Shopify, you can get out there and put your product out into the world, and people who don't know anything about you will either buy your product or not because they like it. And that is proof of concept, as we call it in the market. Do not go take out the $100,000 loan on this line before you start to sell it. And before selling product, you should always educate yourself in the business. How do you do that? Well, if you can't go to school, you don't have the luxury of going to school, then go intern someplace. Learn the business from the bottom up. You know, my position as a CEO now, I know every single position in the company, so my employees can't lie to me. I also sometimes can help my employees because I was there in that area of the business. So now selling online is probably the first way. Now you have to go and start going after stores. So how do you go after stores? A lot of people want to go out and sell Macy's and this guy and that guy. No. Always start off with your local store and become a local hero. And that's how you get attention. You know, I always say that look at music artists. Music artists have to become popular in their town first before they go out to be a national or global hit. You know, Billy Joel is from Long Island. You know, Bruce Springsteen's from New Jersey, Biggie Smalls is from Brooklyn, and Tupac's from California. We all know that because they make sure that everybody knows where they're waving the flag from, and then you start to get people who become your local cheerleaders. You know, I really got discovered by doing local fashion shows with my product, and then a guy who had a video show called Ralph McDaniels highlighted me as one of the people that you have to look for. He started telling all the artists in the neighborhood, and they started telling all the stores, and it started to grow. And I became a local hero. Then what happens is you start to expand out of that territory, and people in your hood basically go out and tell everybody else. So that's how you start to get the attention you need. You don't want to scale too quickly. You don't want to, as I said before, take out this big loan until you start to sell, see what works, what doesn't work, sell again, see what works, what doesn't work, sell again. And then when you have all the bugs taken out of the line and you know that your extra large black with the silver tends to always sell, it's a classic piece, then you start to go further and further, and then you start to look for distribution. And we're at a day and age where a lot of people want to go out and raise $1 million or give away part of their company. Give me $1 million for 50% of my company. But what happens when you go to $10 million in sales and you need another $1 million or $2 million? You're going to have to give away the other 50%. What I like to do is find strategic partners in business. Jay Abraham, one of my mentors, have always said that OPM should not be other people's money. It should be other people's mind power, other people's manufacturing, other people's marketing, and a lot of times you can profit off of other people's mistakes. So what you can do instead is, let's say you have $1 million in orders, and these are t-shirts. Let's say your screen printer is charging you $2 to print the shirt and deliver it. Instead of giving him a percentage of your company, pay him $3. Let him see that the fact that he will make more money selling your product, let the money come into him, he take the orders and he ships it out, and then you just make a smaller profit. But guess what? You retain your entire company until you get to the next level. So co-branding and working with people and finding out other ways to work financing with them is a key component. When I brought Fubu over to Samsung, to the textile division, they were only making jackets, outerwear. Their factories, nothing was happening in the summertime. So I said, well, I have t-shirts and jeans. Can I put the t-shirts and jeans into your factories in the summer when you're not doing much? And they said, no problem. And what happened was their jacket business was about a $40, $50 million business, ended up shrinking because the economy, and the food business became $350 million. But everybody profited. So those are my advice. That's my advice to you in regards to how you go about and seeing this idea come to fruition, and then having what we call a proof of concept to make sure that you're on the right track, or at least give you a couple of things that correct to perfect your brand and your line and your product once you hit the market.